Good morning from the greenhouse. We're out here today and we're trying to talk about alfalfa. First of all, thank you so much for being a Patreon member. Because you subscribe to Patreon, this helps us financially to bring you the best food in the world, and alfalfa is an uncommon human food. We grow this for livestock all the time, but I love it because it has every vitamin known to man and it doesn't taste very good. So most people don't grow it because it's not really palatable for humans to eat. We don't really like it very good. But this alfalfa is doing good. I just put a pinch of seed in each little plug here. I'm just going to loosen this one a little bit on the bottom, and we'll see how the roots are looking today. So we're just going to pull this out, and it's not as root bound as it could be. The roots are kind of breaking up a little bit. The root ball's breaking up just a smidge, but alfalfa's tough. That will not kill it at all. But it looks good. You know, it's thriving, it's growing, it's happy, it's healthy. So there we go. But alfalfa is a good plant to grow. If you're growing food for survival situations, grow alfalfa. There's stories, just random, weird stories from around the world of people who eat alfalfa. It's not a common human food, as I've already said, but it's probably one of the most nutritious foods there is. And how do you eat it? Well, you kind of just graze it like a sheep. You know, you can go out there, you can get on all fours, and you can just eat it like this. And that's like saying, how do you eat anything? You put it in your mouth, you chew it up, and you swallow it. And the older it gets, the more unpalatable it becomes. Now, are we actually growing this for human food? Yes. Okay, next question. Are we growing this for other purposes? Yes. What are those purposes? Alfalfa makes a fantastic high nitrogen when you're creating compost. So if you have a piece of land that is not as productive as you would like it to be, grow alfalfa, and then as you harvest the alfalfa, you have your green, high nitrogen protein that will get your compost hot and keep it hot through the thermophilic stages. So, what eats alfalfa in the compost? Is it fungus? No. It would be bacteria. So you need that bacteria food so that the bacteria will multiply and reproduce rapidly. And the action of reproduction will create a lot of heat inside of your compost pile and make the compost pile thrive. Why else would we grow the alfalfa? Because alfalfa has a natural chemical in it called trikentanol, and it's just naturally occurring. It's in there, and it's a plant growth stimulator. It may be a hormone. I haven't gone into the research of the science too much on that. It could be a hormone. It probably is. We could research that and find out. But when you grow alfalfa and you juice the alfalfa and you spray the alfalfa juice on your plants, it adds a growth hormone to your plants. When you put the alfalfa in your transplanting hole, like dried alfalfa, you put it in a blender, you crush it up, you can put it in your transplant hole. It helps to feed the microbes in your soil so that you get nitrogen. The nitrogen cycle's working. So is it a fertilizer? Yes. Is it a good companion plant? Yes. Will it spread and overtake like a bad weed? Not so much. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 1 or 2 on a weed scale. It's not bad. So can you grow it near other plants and not have it take over crazy? Yes, you can. Are people confused about the difference between alfalfa and clover? All the time. There are clovers that will just spread like crazy. Alfalfa doesn't do that so much. I love alfalfa. Grow alfalfa. It's super simple, easy to grow. As soon as these are root bound good, so I can just pull them out, which is probably another 2 weeks, then I will be planting these. So I have 400 plugs here. I think every plug grew some alfalfa. So I think I have 400 plugs here. My goal is to put all 400 of these plugs inside the Wallapini Solo greenhouse here. And why am I doing it? Mostly for human food? No. We will eat some of this. 90% of this, probably 99% of this, will be for compost and as a mulch to just put around plants. So we will just cut this and we will just set it around plants. And in this greenhouse, we might get between 6 and 8 cuttings a year of this. So you cut it and then it grows back. You cut it and it grows back, because we have, we have a beautiful growing area in this greenhouse. If we cut it really short, we might get 12 cuttings a year. We might be able to do it every month of the year. I don't believe that, but it might happen, because when you have low light levels between November and February, all of February, so really between November and March, we have what Elliot Coleman called the Persephone days, when you have the short days of the winter time when plants aren't growing rapidly. We probably won't get a lot of growth. So I'm shooting for 8 cuttings a year on the alfalfa. So that would be something super fun to keep track of. So I have about 5 alfalfa plants in here now that I started growing a couple of years ago when we first started this Wallapini greenhouse. And it is thriving. It is doing very well. We ate some the other day, and it doesn't taste like modern food, so most people don't like it, but it's extremely nutritious. And if you believe that the apocalypse is coming and there will be a worldwide shutdown of problems, which I don't think there will be, I think we will have hardships, but not a complete crash and end the world stuff. But if you do believe that you are going to have a problem with your food supply, grow alfalfa. It's a fantastic survival food to keep you healthy. Hopefully this helps you to have an alfalfa seed sprout.